All right, so the crypto market is crashing and people are very worried about what is coming next. Are we going to see Bitcoin drop to $50,000 per coin? Is it going to go to $40,000 per coin? Or are we just seeing a short-term correction and are we about to see record highs? And if we're looking at the overall crypto market right now, there's two major things to be worried about and one very exciting catalyst. So let's start off with the bad things. If we're looking at the bad things, we can see that right now the crypto market has dropped below a very important level. So Bitcoin on the charts, if you're looking at technical analysis, has dropped below the previous correction, which brought it to around 56,500. So now we've officially seen a lower low than what we saw just a couple of months ago back in April. And this is, on the technical analysis side, not a really good sign for Bitcoin. So what you would have liked to see is that we saw higher lows and that we can continue rallying. But we really didn't see that happen. So right now we need to see Bitcoin. If there's any, positive momentum to be kept, we need to see Bitcoin reclaim that $60,000 per coin by the end of this week. If we don't, it's very likely that we could see a retest of around $53,000 per coin. And if we're looking at the two bad things happening in the crypto market, there's a few major things we need to talk about. But first, let's talk about a few major things going on with altcoins. And if we look at what's going on with IONET. So if we're looking at IONET is a decentralized cloud GPU network. And the cool thing about this project is that it's already available on most of the largest exchanges in the world. And even though it's around a $400 million market cap, I think it could easily 10x from where it currently is at. And if you start comparing it to some of its competitors, like Render has a $3 to $4 billion market cap, well, I think IONET could easily do the same thing, if not even more. Because if we're looking at it, IONET is a DePIN project based on Solana, which makes computing more scalable, accessible, and efficient. And IONET ultimately is aiming to create the largest network of geo-distributed GPUs. And like I said, it's a DePIN project, and DePIN has been one of the hottest sectors in crypto over the last year, and I expect it to outperform the market for the remainder of 2024 and into 2025. So right now, if you're looking at IONET, you could see that it has over 175,000 verified GPUs. It has over 50,000 CPUs, and this makes it one of the main players in the DePIN space, which is continuing to outperform the market. The way it works is IONET allows machine learning engineers to access scalable distributed compute clusters at a fraction of the cost of comparable centralized services, and IONET is uniquely capable of creating clusters of tens of thousands of GPUs, whether they are co-located or geo-distributed, and ultimately it's the only GPU network that enables clustering, which is a massive upside for IONET compared to the likes of Render and some of the competitors. So in addition to this, IONET aggregates GPUs from data centers, GPU miners, gamers, decentralized storage providers, and has ultimately been able to outperform many of its competitors. So this is one of the many reasons why I invested in the project. Next thing I want to talk about is going to be what's been going on with Cairo Finance, symbol CBANK, CBank. Cairo Finance is a one-in-one solution idea with its own deflationary system, which offers all DeFi products in one platform. The cool thing about it is that it spans across multiple sectors. If you're looking at Cairo Finance, it includes Gamify, DeFi, RWA, and offers unique opportunities in various financial areas. On top of all this, one of the things that I really like about the product is its revenue generating capability, where revenues are reinvested into the token to enhance its value and sustainability. So if you're looking at CBank right now, the exciting part is that the token is less than a $10 million market cap, which represents a massive opportunity due to its deep liquidity and real revenue generating opportunity from its diverse projects. Like I said, its products include Casino, Fiat Gateway, Cross-Chain Bridge, and Swap. It has plans of being listed on many centralized exchanges in 2024, has plans of listing on like 3 centralized exchanges in 2024, and a lot more exciting plans on their roadmap. So Cairo Finance also has a German team, which has really strong behind the project. It's undergone a full audit, which you can see all the details of. There are no issues with the smart contract, and this proves and shows how this team stresses security and transparency. So I think with the major exchange listings coming up, planned, and also coupled with their other major updates for the remainder of 2024, I think that makes this project a really attractive opportunity, and why I invested in it because it's at a low market cap. It has a lot of big plans coming up. It has real revenue generating opportunities. And on top of all of this, they have a Telegram airdrop going on that is $10,000. There's going to be 75 winners for $100, 10 winners for $250. And all you need to do to be eligible is follow Twitter and retweet, join Telegram, complete another task, submit your MetaMask wallet address, and then you're done. And I'll link all of this down below. But this is one of the many reasons why I'm invested in this project during this particular stage of the bull market. And now let's talk about the two major catalysts for the crypto market that really aren't great. And that's going to be that right now, the German government is holding over 40,000 Bitcoin still after selling off hundreds of millions of dollars. So for the last couple of days, the German government has been selling seized Bitcoin nearly every single day. On July 4th, they sold $175 million in BTC. The German government sold $175 million in a matter of just a couple of hours, and you can see that they're just continuing to take their seized Bitcoin and move it over to Kraken, Bitstamp, and Coinbase and just selling it off very aggressively in the market. And you can see that some people think this is a bad idea. We've even seen the German MP urged government to stop hasty Bitcoin sell-off, because what we have seen is that lawmakers all around the world, and especially in Germany, are saying, look, German lawmaker and Bitcoin activist Joanna Kotar has urged the government to stop its hasty Bitcoin selling spree and instead adopt it as a strategic reserve currency to shield against risks in the traditional system. They say a further sell-off is not sensible and it's counterproductive for the country. And they continue to go on and on. But ultimately, what's happening is that the German government had seized all of this Bitcoin over the last few years, and now they're just dumping all of it onto the market very aggressively. And this has been what has really brought the market down. Now, as we speak, Bitcoin's at $55,000 per coin, and really it's just continuing to plummet. In addition to the German government selling hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin with still $2.3 billion in their wallet that people are worried they're going to sell, we've also seen that there's been a lot of fear about Mt. Gox. So Mt. Gox recently just moved $2.7 billion in Bitcoin to new wallet address. And this is not a great sign, because in total, Mt. Gox has around $8.5 billion worth of Bitcoin that's slated to be paid back to creditors. And the bad thing about this is that a lot of people, a lot of top analysts, a lot of people are concerned that when this Bitcoin is sent back to investors and creditors, they're simply going to sell it off, because this has been an exchange that was inactive. People couldn't withdraw any of their funds. It's been shut down for over a decade. So anyone who had money on this account probably made a ton of money with Bitcoin simply due to the fact that they hadn't been able to sell in 10 plus years. So because of this, a lot of people are expecting out of this $8.5 billion, there's going to be more sell-off for crypto, which is not going to be good. So we'll see exactly what happens when this starts to be paid off. But between the German government and what's going on with Mt. Gox, it's not an ideal situation for crypto. But if we're looking at the positive, there's one major positive catalyst for crypto right now, and that's going to be with Ethereum. So what we're seeing is that Ethereum ETFs could come as soon as next week. We've seen a number of companies refile their S1 applications for an ETF, an Ethereum ETF, over the last several days. And Bitwise just refiled its S1 application for an Ethereum ETF several days before the July 8th deadline, in a move that could bring the product to market as soon as next week, according to Bloomberg analysts. So the SEC approved 19B-4 forms for 8 Ethereum ETFs in May. Issuers still need their S1 statements to become effective before trading can begin as part of a 2-step process. And with all of these companies refiling their S1 application, it's looking like we could see an Ethereum ETF approved and start trading as soon as next week, which could be the one positive catalyst to really propel the market higher and prevent this massive sell-off that we're continuing to see as we just continue to see Bitcoin fall lower and lower. So right now, if you're looking at the overall crypto market, there's a lot of fear going on historically. One of the best times to buy crypto is when other people are fearful. One of the best times to sell is when people are greedy. And right now, if you're looking at the crypto fear and greed index, you're looking at what's going on in the market, there's definitely a lot of fear, and some of it is valid. Other is, I think, a bit overemphasized right now. So keep an eye out on what's going on in the market, but there's a few major things you just need to be aware of as a crypto investor.